Ladies and gentlemen, time has finally come. I give you a musician so confusing that guitar tuners run in terror. The master of disaster, the king of sting. We had to nail him to a porch to get him here.
Blake Bailey.
Alright Bailey, we finally got you on camera. I finally got you nailed down to the fucking porch here, so tell everybody what makes Blake Bailey tick.
Music in general. Music is my life. I mean, besides my woman and my child, of course, but I mean, that's all I do other than that. Work, play music, all kinds of music. I'm a big metalhead. So that's what makes me tick. I love these studio sessions, the live stuff. We have a blast. Just having a good time, man. So I listen to a little bit of everything. As far as, you know, what's going to influence me of Serpents with metal, I'm a huge Meshuggah fan. I like, you know, and then like more melodic stuff like Deftones. You know, I'll listen to stuff like just crazy, some grind stuff or some thrash. I like some Converge. For this band, I guess, I like Black Dahlia Murder. I like some metalcore stuff, like some Azalea Dying, Killswitch Engage. I like, you know, a little bit of techie stuff. And you know, I listen to country music, I listen to hip hop music, I listen to all kind of different stuff. I have a lot of big influences from the 90s, like 90s music, like Alice in Chains and Smashing Pumpkins. It's all over the place. But for this band specific, you know, I guess I pull from, like I said, Meshuggah is my number one. I've been listening to him since I was 14 years old. Some of the me and Poff, we like to listen to some like 80s metal. We draw a little bit of 80s metal influence and try to put that in there.
That's for sure.
And then you can go back to like I said, like some Killswitch Engage or something. Some of that like Lamb of God. Some of that the New American metal movement. There's a lot of that stuff. And then, you know, there's a lot of newer bands to listen to. But I can go on and on about musical influences, but we won't do that.
So you do a lot of different stuff too outside of that. So one of the cool things about the band and what you bring to it is you also do some country stuff and you also do some rap stuff and everything. So who's your favorite country artist, which is gonna be hard, but who's your favorite country artist and who's your favorite hip hop artist of all time? Just those two real quick.
Oh man, real quick. All right. Well, I like the old stuff, old outlaw stuff. I like Johnny Cash, like Waylon Jennings, and like newer artists. I like Sturgill Simpson and Chris Stapleton. As far as country, more on the pop stuff. I like Eric Church, but he still kind of keeps it rocking. I try to draw a little bit from the old stuff, and then I listen to, you know, modern country radio, which a lot of it's like pop nowadays. And then as far as hip hop stuff, I listen to like my old influences when I was growing up, like Outkast and 3 6 Mafia, and then some of the newer stuff I really get into is Kendrick Lamar. I really like him. Immortal Technique. Yeah, man, I just put on Pandora and just, you know, I won't even know half the fucking people I'm listening to, but I get into it as long as I'm, you know, within the genre.
People may or may not know, like, you write a good deal of the rhythm guitar stuff for the band. I mean, we kind of like, there's a whole bunch of different writing going on, all 27,000 different directions,
yeah.
But like some of the riffs that you come up with are like crazy, weird, out there left field. Is there like a method to the madness that people need to know about, or is it basically just like I just sit down with a guitar and I'm like, holy shit, this sounds cool, and then just run with it from there? Like, what's the creative process?
When I've had projects in the past where I was doing everything from, you know, more tech death metal to melodic hardcore or metalcore. And so for this project, I think bees and flies. You know, I came into it, we can all be diplomatic and have our own influences, and what we were going for, the way I feel, we were going for, as long as it was dark and aggressive. So, you know, we try to pull in some black metal, death metal, hardcore, and I think we all like more of a groove style, where it's not just blasting all the time, or it's just so technical it just blows your mind. We're just trying to go for something grooving, like just like a darker, almost Pantera or something, where it's a groove, aggressive, but a overall dark. The way I do some riffs, rhythm riffs, is I come up with it, you know, I could, in the past I'd write like maybe like, you know, 8 riffs, you know, nothing, or 12 riffs, nothing would repeat. You know, we're trying to do more of a verse chorus type deal to follow, so I at least start about 5, 6 good ones. I'll get with Blake Poff, and he'll, you know, he'll kind of we'll bounce the guitar riffs back and forth with each other, and pick whatever kind of fits us the best, what we're feeling. So I'll try to narrow down about a good 4 or 5 before I bring it to the band. For some of the material I write, as far as Paul goes, he writes a lot of material. He'll write a good lead, a little tasty, kind of not like a solo, but like a little lead. And I'll just make sure I get the rhythm on it. I want to make the rhythms interesting, you know, more rhythmatic, more patterns, and we'll just narrow it down. Travis sometimes comes up with some more groove riffs or breakdown type riffs. We haven't done a lot of breakdowns on the past stuff, but I think this new record, it's got a few tasty ones. We don't want to overdo it. I think, you know, a couple of us feel like we're getting kind of tired of some of them kind of all opens, and you know, so we're trying to make it just tasty riffs, you know.
No, yeah, it's definitely going like way more left field directions and all kinds of like craziness for the new record. I wanted to get that like feel for everybody of where your stuff is coming from, because you've got like these crazy weird different rhythms coming out of here, and then we've got like Poff coming from doing like crazy 80s shred nonsense going on. Yeah. And Travis is over like writing all these crazy like real life inspired impactful lyrics, and then taking those and just making those brutal as shit.
Yep.
And then I'm doing like this groove drum metal thing instead of, you know, more quintessential metal drums. And then Ricky's over here like, oh yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean,
boom stick.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, what the fuck is going on here, but it's tasty.
I think to pretty much kind of go in a timeline of how I think this is all coming together. When the band was started by Travis, Alex, and Blake Poff. They had another guitar player at the time. They needed a bass player. Travis had filled in on some bass work before. I said, you know what? No problem. You know, I'll come in and fill in. So I was just supposed to be a fill-in on bass, and the other guitarist, we lost him, and bass wasn't necessarily my thing, so I immediately took the chance to do the guitars, the rhythm guitars. I was really wanting to, because I was really wanting to incorporate some stuff in. So we were able to do that Agonistes record. You know, some of it not necessarily thrown together, but we did it very quick. And then the response off of that was inspired us to obviously do more. So over the past year that we'd been together playing that material, we were able to develop a chemistry and really develop, you know, our sound. And with this this next EP, Mortuary Sessions, it has really tightened up everything that we were looking for. In the beginning, you know, we were going for more like black metal with a groove, as weird as that sounds, but maybe a little death and a little hardcore here and there. And we have somehow figured out, just based on everybody's influence and styles, how to just come together with the chemistry from playing all these shows and practicing a lot, even getting in Alex's home studio and just going through and nailing and picking the best ones. We've, you know, narrowed it down. It like seamless, to me it feels like it seamlessly blends these multiple genres of metal, and we're all happy with how it's going. And then yeah, I mean, as far as where we're at now, that's what it's led up to, I think.
Shit, yeah, we'll get Mortuary Sessions finished up. Blake Bailey, ladies and gentlemen. Blake Bailey.